Welcome to Furniture of My Mind, your quirky Sunday morning podcast, in which I bring you, it's complicated. Today I bring you Experiencing the Ladder of Evolution. Man thinks his place at the very top of the ladder of evolution on this planet is assured for all time to come. Having the most complex brain, the ability to invent, innovate, appreciate, negate, among other things, right up to that of now being able to create artificial intelligence, seems to put him head and shoulders, nay, many heads and many shoulders above all other species. He is also the proud winner of the destroyer of maximum number of species, including its own. Wow, that's quite something. I can just see a representative of our species, and I can clearly see who that individual might be, stepping up to receive the gleaming mega trophy, which has a hologram of our galaxy in its center, at an intergalactical conference on a star several billions of light years away. The applause across planets and stars is heard at thousands of frequencies across our multiverse. This representative of the smartest species of our planet has to be someone who can don all the attributes of the best and the brightest and can blow his own trump while delivering the acceptance speech. Why? Because we want every intergalactical being to know that there is no other species more deserving of the award for destroyer of maximum number of species, including its own. Who knows if he will still be around till the next meet? Then we would have proved beyond an iota of doubt that we were the most deserving species for this award. But coming back to the ladder of evolution, there is one that operates at a completely different level. And that's the one invisible to the eye, not because it's a microscopic ladder, but because it operates at a far subtler level. Seeing the world in a grain of sand, etc., You have to shut off all your senses, withdraw them, and not had beans for the last few meals, among other things, to even become aware of it. Now, becoming aware is very different than seeing something. Basically, be like Master Oogway when he wants to be mistaken for an ordinary rock. Master Oogway trying to look like an ordinary rock is actually the defining factor of this ladder. Yes, you guessed it, a lack of ego. Now, having run out of beans, not renewed my Netflix subscription, and smoking something which had a grain of something more potent than sand, I had a lasting experience of it recently. Okay, so I'm not the most evolved of human beings. Always knew that. Nothing new there. But I just realized that I'm way below Maria of Sound of Music on the evolution ladder. In fact, so much further below that when I look up, I don't even get a glimpse of her knickers to give me the satisfaction of a snigger and a giggle at someone who is on a much higher rung. Why? Oh, because she could deftly, accurately, and yes, musically list a few of her favorite things and do so as easily and smoothly as sipping a chill drink on a hot day. Whereas I'm beginning to wonder who this I is anyway, which keeps popping up and disrupting the functioning of Valentina Trivedi, performer, educator, actor, writer, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so as I was saying, I have gotten so jumbled up in stuff which defies description and exists in my mind as a fuzzy ball of indescribable color and shape, constantly changing in size and density, that I hardly ever feel free enough to skip along like a blithe spirit as Miss M did. I mean, if I did try to as much as do half a skip, I would fall flat on my face and not even be able to get up, as the aforementioned stuff will further tighten the bond now attacking my feet. At Add to this the fact that I'm standing on a rung of the evolution ladder, and it doesn't paint a pretty picture at all. I see teeth, my crooked teeth, firmly stuck in the split bamboo of the rung above. Knees bruised, ouch, by the nail. So what if it's an evolution ladder? It is still a ladder that was sticking out from the rung under it. Yes, there are rungs under me too. And the place where my lower extremities separate, lying shocked atop a rung, a couple of rungs below the one which is now acting as crooked teeth holder. There are other parts of my body which are lying in a spangled heap in various newly discovered postures all over the equally shocked ladder. I think even the ladder of evolution will have some amount of ego, even if only on its lower rungs. Not a pretty picture at all. I'm sure you'd agree. Nope. Especially if you compare it to the pleasant countenance of Miss Maria of The Sound of Music. So this morning, I extricated a few strands of grey matter from the ball of indescribable colour, much like a child pulling away a bit of the distinctly bright orange bit from a big ball of indescribably coloured plasticine. Yes, not Play-Doh. Play-Doh for me is the little bit of dough that was handed to me when I was a kid by my mother to make a bird out of when she was making dough for chapatis. Incorporating lots of distinctly coloured pieces which had been bundled together so as to defy individual identities, much like the women in joint families of yore. And turn my back to the rest of the components of the stuff. Even as I say this, I can feel their collective glare at the back of my head. They are not amused. But I have to get some of it away to make something by and for myself. Can't remember the last time I crafted a little bird just for myself. I know, not a thought which would get brownie points on the evolution ladder. All this me and myself. But maybe I'm on one of the lowest rungs of it. Or better still, maybe I'm not supposed to climb it at all in this lifetime. Maybe this life is the mezzanine floor for me, and I'm just supposed to sit on the ground with my legs spread out like a kid, playing with all the colorful blocks and toys lying before me. I like this picture of me as a drooling kid, happily engrossed in playing. Just playing. Not to learn, not to grow, not to achieve, but just to enjoy every moment of being in the here and now with my toys. Whoosh! Hey, what happened? Oh gosh, oh no, just mentioning being in the here and now has transported me to a much higher rung on the ladder. And now, I can't sit back and enjoy being me in the here and now. Who is that I crossed on the way up? Who is it? With a funny face and wide nostrils, holding up his index finger and mouthing, Ek? Ek? Troll? Toll? Ek? Toll? Tolle? Oh. But I'm feeling giddy now. Now I'm so focused and aware of the fact that I'm on a higher rung. Whoosh! It happens again. And I'm on a much lower rung. Oh, it was that silly thought of knowing I'm on a higher rung which brought me on this one, which is even lower than the one I was on earlier. And I didn't even get to explore that higher rung. Ah, well, don't know if I'll ever make it to that place again. But now I'm aware of that rung, even as I settle down with my legs stretched out to play with my toys again. I look up and wonder what that rung, which I can't even see now, holds. Underlying this wonder is an excitement about the possibilities. The wonder changes into a yearning, which keeps getting more and more acute, so as to fill my entire being. A yearning to reach that rung again, all other desires and yearnings fade and silently drop off, one by one, till every pore of me is aware only of this yearning. This awareness and the exciting element of possibilities brings on, hey, wait, what's happening? But before I know it, like a giant tree frog, I have hopped a few rungs higher. And who was that I saw a glimpse of on the way up this time? The bespectacled fellow was making some deep chops in the air as he mouthed the word awareness and then possibilities. Deep chops, deep chops, deep chops. I look around. There are no toys, no heavenly music, no immense white light, no feeling of a great abundance of love, no feeling of having come home. So clearly this is not it. But now I'm not sure if I want to go further up or down back to my toys.